Welcome to Dugout Chatter. We are going to see how America's pastime has shaped generations of young men and women into the determined people they are today.
All right. Well, I have a little story to start off with. Usually in men's league, if I show up to a game like pissed drunk, like hungover, it's going to be a good day. So I'm pretty hungover today. This is going to be a good podcast.
Nice. Can't wait.
So I got Kyle Dahl, Coach Franco, both returning guests. What's up, guys?
What's going on? This is the political 2024 elections podcast, right?
Yeah.
Are we in the right spot?
Yeah, no, since it's a creative project, now we have to intertwine our politics with it.
Okay, good. I wrote a lot of notes for that.
All right.
I'm just
Gift, thank you for having me back.
Hey, it's a pleasure to have you guys
This is my
back.
fourth time. I feel like I'm a veteran.
Oh, yeah.
You've been on this 4 times?
Yeah.
You have no one else who can be on this?
No one else is dumb enough to come back.
I'm running out of people.
That's why we're back.
Yeah, we probably should have closed this. Yeah.
There might be what's that bike gang called?
Bike gang?
The
Hell's
gang
Angels?
Of Hell's Angels.
Yeah.
I saw a Hell's Angel sending a text message one time. It was very odd. Because why would a Hell's Angel have to send a text message? You know, what are they texting about? Rape and pillage, 5 o'clock, don't forget. I don't know.
They do that all the time, don't they?
Yeah, they like sending texts to Hell's Angels.
Yeah. Is there anything you guys wanted to touch on to start out the
I
podcast?
just wanted to touch Nick. I told you that many
Well, you're
times.
sitting right next to him.
There
you go.
There you go. I got
go.
No, man.
Well, we're middle of the season right now, Nick.
Yeah, we're more than halfway through.
Yeah.
I only got 10 games left. How about you?
What are we? 10 games. Yeah, us too. 10 games.
Yeah. So how's your season going?
Well, we got off to a slow start, but we've been playing better. It's the biggest part of the season is the 3-game series that is tied right now, Garcia and Santa Lucia. So that's the rubber match will be April 24th.
Yeah.
nice.
So game 1 went to Garcia. Game 2, the Chiefs took it. And game 3 will be, what is it, April 26th?
April 24th.
24th.
Yeah, senior night.
Senior night for
Oh,
Santa
I
Lucia.
got
boy.
something in store for Nick Franco that night. I really do.
Yeah.
I got something.
I'm looking forward to it. You know, when I told Kyle that I was leaving and taking over Garcia, when we were, after it kind of sunk in, Kyle's like, "Hey, why don't you come to us for senior night?" I'm like, "That's a heck of an idea. That's awesome." Like, and I'll be honored to do that because those seniors are kind of like my seniors, even though I abandoned them. But
Yes, they feel the same way.
Yeah.
But I've been your biggest fan all season long. I keep track of you guys. Always rooting for you guys. I just, it still has a special place in my heart. The old stopping grounds for me. So I'm your biggest fan, and I know that the program's in good hands with you. So keep on doing a good job, man.
Thanks, Nick. I don't have anything nice to say about Garcia. So. I'm just kidding. I'm rooting for you guys too. A lot of those guys, played here, so I root for them. But it will be a fun night. Hopefully, we can get hot and have a big end of the season game that year or that night. So.
Yeah, maybe we'll tie going into the playoffs. That'd be good.
You know what? Everyone's a winner. That's what we'll say before the game. We don't need to keep score. Everyone's a winner. Let's go into the. By the way, I don't know how your district works. What district is Garcia in? Who is in your district?
We're 4A. We're in with American Heritage Del Rey, Jensen Beach, Pompano High School, Somerset, Northeast, I believe, Cardinal Gibbons.
Wow.
Boynton was supposed to be in there, but Boynton doesn't have a team, so they're not in there.
Boynton doesn't have a baseball team?
No,
Wow.
they didn't have enough players to field the team.
Well,
unfortunately.
that's the thing. I'm glad you brought that up because there's so many. When I was in high school and when you were coaching at Santa Lucius, Boynton Beach was very good at baseball.
Oh yeah, they made a state Final Four run.
Very
once.
good at baseball, and in the past 10 years they've been not so good. But they field a team. But yeah, it wasn't surprising that this year their first year they have no team.
You know what? A shitty situation came up right after tryouts. A Boynton Beach player emailed me, say, "Hey, coach, I go to Boynton Beach High School. Unfortunately, we're not going to have a baseball team this year, and I'm a baseball player. Is there any way I can play for you? And unfortunately, the rules say no. Even though your school isn't going to have a team, your school has sports, and it's kind of like a weird, quirky rule that it's unfortunate.
Is that the rule? If your team has sports?
Yeah, if you went to a school that didn't
team.
have a sport, you could play for an out-of-zone school that would accept you. But that they have sports, that he wasn't allowed to do that.
There should be a rule. See, if a team doesn't have a baseball team, the kid should be able to play somewhere.
Yeah, I mean, he sent me like video and everything. I'm like, dude, as crazy as it sounds like, I just can't accept you. Like,
he should be able to play for the team that gives him the most money, or any sort of favors.
NIL might be coming to high school, dog.
Yeah, how about that?
That would be so
what does that
fucking
mean?
stupid. That would mean schools like ours would have to start paying kids.
So how are we paying them?
I don't know. I have no idea. It's just talked about. And if it happens, it really puts a sour taste in my mouth.
Yeah. Well, that's just the way that yes, we're a big deal. This fella's looking at the way that
we are a big deal.
College sports has worked. Like, I was trying to explain to a kid the other day. I'm like, look, man, you got to have good grades, because they don't care about the grades are what pay for your college, your grades. And then I realized, you know what? Never mind. They just give you money nowadays. Who cares? No one even cares about grades anymore.
It's really fucking stupid. And I think the NIL intention for the NCAA has backfired on them tremendously. And now it's really ruining how these kids think, and it's really ruining how they actually know how to play the game. Because, in my opinion, based on when I first started coaching in Palm Beach County and when I played in Broward County when I was a high school player, I think the players nowadays are more physically talented than ever before.
Without doubt.
Like, they're just physically stronger, bigger, faster. They throw harder. They hit further. But they have no fucking clue how to play the game.
Exactly.
They have no clue how to play the game. And they don't necessarily, even though with that talent, they don't necessarily perform in games. It's amazing how bad fucking high school hitting is. It's amazing how bad it is overall. It's truly amazing.
That's what I said about the major league level. It's like the athletes are better, but the baseball players are worse.
Absolutely.
That's how I feel about it.
It's so true. You know, the exit velocity data that's coming off of Rapsodo and TrackMan and all that stuff, it's the best it's ever been
that's also the only thing they train for.
Right. They're just gearing up for a machine throwing 95.
Yeah.
It's not adjusting to a breaking ball in a game.
It's not thinking how to hit.
No. It's really a shame. And pitchers talk about, high school pitchers are talking about spin rate and velocity. Meanwhile, you throw 75 fucking pitches in 3 innings. What the fuck good is that?
It's always funny to me watching a pitcher go through like an hour routine where he's throwing weighted balls against the fence and doing weird shit. And I'm like, man, what the hell? And then he gets in a game and it's like, he lasts 2 innings because he has eight walks. I'm like, that was a hell of a job he did with those weighted balls. I don't know. Just throw strikes, tag the zone. You're right. It's just I don't. That's why I don't watch the game anymore. I don't watch Major League Baseball much anymore because it's just they're focused on the wrong thing.
It's not as entertaining right now, especially like when sabermetrics really took over. Then it's like, here comes the lefty specialist. Like, starting pitchers in the big leagues throw like 130 innings now.
Right.
Like the Yankees got Stroman, and he threw 136 innings last year. And like I saw an article raving about his stamina. I'm like, it's fucking nothing.
Right. Yeah.
Pitchers used to throw well over 200.
Yeah, those days are over, unfortunately. But the injuries are up because
it's all max effort,
max
kitchen
effort.
sink.
That's exact.
Like, there's no establishing your fastball.
I was telling that to someone the other day, where I'm like, he throws hard, but he's gonna get injured because you're not meant to throw that hard. Like you're meant to throw. You're not really meant to throw
overhand.
Everyone should play softball, in my opinion. But
just play fast-paced softball.
But if you're throwing 98, 99, that is very stressful on your arm, as opposed to 90, 91, 92, commanding the zone and all that. No one does that anymore.
Yeah.
They're here and there.
It's funny that you say that. We went down to Broward during spring break. We played Nova.
Yeah.
And Luby, the coach Lupkert, he threw a freshman against us that was throwing 62 miles an hour.
Yeah.
And he
shut you out.
shoved.
Yeah.
Because he threw strikes. We popped up. We were all out in front. We had 5 hits, but we didn't have any big hits. We lost the game 4-1, and it was so frustrating because we faced 88, 90. We hit those guys better.
But then they start complaining.
62.
Oh, he throws too slow.
Well, make an adjustment.
That was us against Royal Palm.
And
it was the same thing.
my talk to the players were, it's no different than batting practice right now.
Yeah.
Just because you're playing the game, I don't throw hard to you in batting practice. I'm close to the to the plate when I throw batting practice. It's coming in at basically the same speed as this.
Yeah.
Just treat it like batting practice. Let the ball get deep on you. Travel. Think the other way. That's the only way you can hit these kind of slow guys. And, of course, they tried. They were unsuccessful, and we ended up losing the game. It was a very frustrating moment for us because we had just so many weak pop-ups. And but the name of the game is throwing strikes, man. I don't care.
You throw strikes, you can win in high school if you throw
Absolutely.
strikes.
Yeah, and like one thing last week when we played Leonard, I had to tell our starter he's trying to throw hard, so he's rushing his mechanics. It's here, or he's overthrowing it. And I was like, dude, what the fuck are you doing? It was the first thing I told him when I went out for a mound.
Yeah.
I was like, slow it down, establish your fastball, let your defense work. They're not that good of a team.
Right.
Walked off, then he strikes out the next 4 guys in a row. So it's like, there you go, something clicked.
That was a good visit, Coach.
Yeah, thank you.
Are you going to hear the burping that I'm doing under my breath in the mic? It's a good microphone.
Yeah,
This is a great microphone. There's, I don't know, you guys who are watching on camera, there's a lot of people watching this podcast.
Yeah, no, we're a big deal. I mean,
big
we're
deal.
at a restaurant by ourselves.
No,
We're at your
we're
brother's
not.
restaurant.
This is,
Former chief.
but we are by ourselves. But there's people I can tell. There's
One of your
people,
sponsors.
There's people at
and
the houses
Alex,
near
the
us
co-owner, she went to
watching.
Santa Lucia's.
That's right.
Yeah.
Ah, okay. Anyway, this is being live streamed. I think. Let me look. Yeah, there's 800 people listening live right now on the
I
live
know,
stream.
I made it. I can finally quit my job.
There you go.
There you go.
Speaking of jobs, Nick Franco is not a PE teacher anymore. Now he's a dean, big time
yeah, I heard
dean
you're
at
a dean
Garcia.
now.
I am. I handle all the bad kids.
All right, he deals with. I tell you what.
I deal with all the assholes.
From what I've heard, that school had some tough kids, like kids who probably could be in prison. But Nick turned them around physically, not literally. He turned them around and basically he made men out of them. So I think what I'm trying to say is his ways are not normal, but he's turned them around.
Thanks, Coach.
Breeds results.
Yeah. No, yeah, I'm in the dean's office now. It's been good. You know, I can handle baseball things while I'm on the day job.
There
so
you
it's
go.
good.
He also has to take care of his own field now, which he hasn't had to do for 20 years. How's
I
that
heard
going
your field's
for you,
pretty
Nick?
huge.
Yeah.
It's a large field. It's a larger than normal field. It's a weird setup because of the retention area that's behind center field. So our lines are 340 down each line.
That's really
and it's
far.
only 360 to straightaway center. It's a really weird setup. But there's only been one home run hit there so far, not by us, by a Spanish River player.
You guys did
Speaking of Spanish River, I would like to take this moment to acknowledge I love their coach. I like Jose a lot. He's a good
Jose's
dude,
a very
and
good
he
dude.
does a good job, and he controls the dugout. And as far as all the coaches I've seen so far this year, Jose's done the best job with that.
I agree with that. I got them coming up in 2 weeks. I played them once. They took it to us. It was actually, we were up 3-0 in the 5th inning because my pitcher was throwing strikes and dominating. And then all of a sudden he lost command. Then we bring in other people that didn't have command. And the next thing you know, it's 11-3. We lost.
I was actually really disappointed by how Wellington's JV coach handled his players.
He's a young guy.
Yeah.
He played at Par Vista, actually.
Okay.
Oh, what a anyway, we shouldn't speak ill of anyone on this podcast. This is going out to other coaches. But yeah, we were up 4-0 on River. And then they tied at 5-5. We played 12.
Wow,
Lost in the
wow.
bomb at 12.
Wow.
That's tough
And,
on the pitching staff.
We only pitched 2 pitchers.
Wow. So you actually got good pitching that
Edison
night.
went
Yeah.
6, did well, gave up 3 earned, 2 unearned, and then Malloy shoved for 5 innings. They didn't hit him at all.
Malloy shoved against us when
He
you guys
shoved.
beat us at our place.
Yeah, the best I've seen him.
Yeah.
Like, that was the best I've seen him pitch. And unfortunately, they got to run the
He
last
also
inning.
smoked a double to the gate.
Yeah, he did.
Yeah,
he did.
yeah.
He may have had to take down a post on Instagram that. Anyway, so that was. But I really was impressed with how Jose ran his team, and
I agree.
yeah,
Kudos to Jose over at Spanish
he's
River.
probably listening right now. I think.
Yeah. I'll send him the link.
Does he listen to this podcast?
Who?
Jose,
Jose who? I don't know if I know him.
Coach Jose Zabala.
I hope
He's a good
so.
guy. Yeah.
He is a good dude. But
By the way, it's weird that you said Nick's field is huge because that's well, not weird. It's ironic that you said his field was huge when he's used to such small things.
Are you working on some stand-up here?
so is my wife. So yeah, as you all know, Kyle is also a comedian.
yeah.
I am.
Very successful comedian in the local ranks.
5th, 6th, possibly 7th funniest in the state of Florida, according to a contest that I was in.
I got to come see one of your shows.
You know,
Yeah.
I got a good.
He's a big supporter of
I
my
am a
comedy.
big supporter, and I give you material.
Yeah.
I actually gave you a winning joke in a roast contest,
He did.
if you remember that.
Yeah. Nick Franco, by the way, I'm here with Nick Franco. Nick Franco is a proud Italian. Very proud Italian. I won't say that joke. It's a little inappropriate. But he is very proud Italian.
Yeah.
And he's also a short fella. He's very short. And so most short Italians are I tell you what, the thing about Italians are the shorter they are, the more dangerous they are. That's what I've noticed.
Why is that?
Well, I don't know. That's just, you've seen Goodfellas?
Oh, yeah.
That guy, Tommy DeVito, was one to be reckoned with. So, but anyway, yeah, he would give me jokes when we worked together, and I would test jokes on him, and he gave me jokes. Now that he's gone, the fellas that I work with now, they're not giving me any jokes. But he is a funny fella.
You tried
They
one
are
out
the
on
joke,
David.
coach. They are the joke.
Yeah, you tried one out on David the other day at practice.
What was it? I don't remember.
About like
You trying to joke on the player?
Yeah. I did do that. Yeah.
Did it work? Did it have legs?
He didn't get it. It was the one about like beating up your bully.
Oh, yeah, he's heard that one. Here's one for you.
Yeah.
Nick, my girlfriend told me that she's on Plan B. She said her Plan A was much sexier.
I guess.
That's not bad. I
not
wrote that
bad.
one this morning.
All right.
Yeah, it's fine.
Yeah.
It's not bad. We're working on it. You see, not everything's a winner.
You know, Kyle
Right.
inspired me with his comedy to. I'm in charge of the cafeteria now that I'm a dean, and I tell a joke of the day. I call it Franco's Funny.
Oh,
So
boy.
I get the microphone in the cafeteria because I always make announcements and I
Yeah.
remind kids to clean up after themselves, and make sure kids aren't skipping lines. I call people out like, McKay Giffen, get to the end of the line. You just skipped. And now I have a Franco's Funny of the day. It's
There you
always
go.
a corny dad joke, and I get applauded,
Nice.
I get booed, I get compliments, I get yelled at. It's fun. Kind of like Kyle's
That
comedy
is
career.
fun. Yeah, I haven't quite been booed, but I have been told that I suck while I was on stage. Someone yelled I suck one time. Yeah, I was like, Mom, look, that's really mean.
That was funny.
Yeah, no,
Come
it was
on,
not my
Mom.
mom. It
Coming
was
over
a
tomorrow
mean
for dinner.
person. It was a very mean person who was wearing pajama pants. Which you would think the people who wear pajama pants are nice.
Someone wore pajama pants to like in public out to a show.
Well,
for you?
you've seen the students nowadays. They all wear pajama
Yeah.
pants.
Yeah, but those are students.
Yeah, we have like one who does Game Changer for us, and I swear, like she always comes in her
Oh, you know who
pajamas.
does-
I'm like,
you know who that's Malloy's girlfriend.
No, for JV.
Oh.
You know who does the Game Changer?
I don't.
Dylan with a Y.
Really?
Yeah.
And she always wears pajama pants?
She wears pajama pants.
Yeah.
Dylan with a
That's
Y.
funny.
But the kid, they
That's-
wear
that-
pajama
yeah, that's
pants
the
to
thing
school.
now. They love
wear
pajama
Crocs.
pants.
They don't care, and it's no wonder why we are the way we are right now. And minimum wage is at probably $35 now, Nick.
I have no idea.
I don't know.
I don't pay attention to that shit.
it's 15 in Florida.
Okay. All right.
I work in the news.
That's about what the coaching stipend is. Less than that.
You hear there's talk about the coach stipend getting raised again. You know, every day that I am working on the field, you
He's been
mentioned that I
touching
work
me a
on my
lot.
field now.
He's been touching me a lot.
well, I thought this
I
is
like
what you
touching
wanted.
you. I miss touching you. I touched you a lot when we worked together.
All right.
But now that I work on the field, and I never had to do that at St. Lucia's, I get it's.
You should make more money. You work
it
on the
makes
field.
me aggravated
Yeah.
that our raise this year with our coaches stipend was only $89. The whole Palm Beach County School District gave raises to the coaches, and the baseball coaches supplement raise was $89.
Wow.
The basketball coach, the boys basketball coach, got $900 extra. All they do is fucking turn on the lights, and they
Wow.
roll a cart out that has basketballs on it.
Yes.
And every day. You know, I had a sinkhole in the outfield the other day before a game. I'm shoveling dirt. I'm putting it on the back of the cart that has a flatbed, and I'm dumping it to fill a hole to get ready to play a fucking high school baseball game for $89 extra.
Wow.
And the basketball coach makes $900 more than me.
I have a violin. If Nick wants it, he can play the world's smallest violin while he's continuing
Here
his
we go.
whining. I'm just kidding. Nick's a hard worker. He does a hell of a job with that field. I tell you what. We went to that Garcia field today, and that field was immaculate. All right,
Nah,
immaculate.
there are a lot of weeds.
Huh?
I don't control the weeds. A lot of weeds there.
It was immaculate, and there was birds.
Oh, the pterodactyls.
There was pterodactyls
Those aren't
in the
birds.
outfield.
Those are
Jeff
dinosaurs.
Goldblum was there somewhere talking about chaos theory.
There's like 11 or 12 of them at the time. They were like just chilling in center field, next to the center fielders, next to Martinez and Palmieri.
Yeah. Anyway, the field was immaculate. He's done a good job, and he really deserves at least $91
Yeah,
extra.
89.
Yeah.
Thanks.
There's a phone call. It's probably for me.
Yeah, it's probably for us.
They probably like, who are those famous people and doing
Yeah.
a podcast right now around us? We just drove by. Are you guys booked for a private party?
Yeah. Speaking of books, Giff, your girlfriend's reading a book over there.
Oh, I know.
What is that book she's reading?
She does this to all my baseball games.
Other birds.
Yeah, she
All right.
said she's
Speaking of birds.
She's never finished so many books until she watched, until we started dating and going to baseball games. Yeah, but I helped up it.
Well, at least you know how to read, Grace, because I don't.
Well, Nick doesn't know how to read, and the thing is, reading is fundamental. And when kids read, they expand the horizon. I love Harry Potter. Harry Potter is one of my favorite books. I've read it many times, seen the movies dozens of times on rewatches. I've also never had sex before, so
That's one of his jokes that it actually plays at the contest.
I did do that on Sunday. No one really laughed at that one. I might have to kick it
I think
out.
that's one of your favorite
It's
ones.
a good one.
That's one of
That
my
one is
favorite
good.
ones.
It's a good one, but it's getting a little overplayed, and I think people looking at me now are like, that dude fucks. So they
That's all I'm going to think now next time I see a practice. This dude fucks.
I'm just kidding.
Kyle's gonna call up the team. All right, guys, this is what we're doing at practice today, and all Gift's gonna be thinking, this guy's fucks.
If only it were
funny.
true. If only it were true. So, yeah, I think we had discussed maybe. I'm a big movie fan. I don't know about you guys. I love movies, and we had discussed possibly talking about the best movie lineup of baseball players that we can put together.
Like taking them from every movie and
Every
putting them
movie,
in.
what's the best
we did
lineup you
mention
can
that
put together?
before coming on. I took some notes. Where's my phone?
I thought of a couple players, and when I was drunk at the wedding last night, I was telling people about one of my ace in the holes I was going to tell you guys today.
Ace in the hole.
I got an ace in the hole. Grace, you know what I'm talking about.
Grace,
You know
is
what's
not,
great?
Grace,
You
is
went
nodding,
to-
Grace is nodding her head, and now she's reading the book. So she was.
Jacob Collins got married last night. Congratulations,
Yeah,
Jacob.
congrats.
You were on the podcast last episode. So
that
that was really cool.
Two ago.
2
The
episodes ago,
last
my
one I
bad.
did was with Braden and some of his college
Yeah,
buddies.
that's
that,
right, yeah.
That was probably my most inappropriate one yet.
Yeah, that was a good one.
It was good.
It's
it was
funny
good.
as shit.
Oh, it was. No, there's stories from
Yeah.
Canton. I'm like, dude.
All right, so
is
who's
this
your
place
manager?
fucking real?
This is a no-brainer to me.
your team manager.
No, the manager for our movie
Yeah,
team.
I know who you're gonna say, and go ahead and say it.
I'm saying Lou Brown.
Lou Brown is the
Lou Brown from Major League.
quintessential
Yeah.
manager. The only other fella that I can think of is the Wilford. Anyway,
He's my bench coach.
let's keep the talking to a minimum.
Easy there, fans.
Oh, fans.
My wife's watching this, and she just yelled out, "Jimmy Dugan!" For those of you that don't know, Jimmy Dugan is
He was a drunk.
he
Jimmy
was
Dugan
a drunk,
was a drunk.
and he
didn't.
coached girls in
Yeah.
League of Their Own, and
Look, it was good that the women were playing baseball in that fictional movie.
And but Jimmy Dugan.
I'm kidding. It's
Jimmy
a
Dugan's
real story.
But
I know.
Jimmy Dugan's my bench coach. I put him down.
Who's your pitcher?
Well, no.
Well, I have more bench
Don't
coaches.
forget about
Oh, okay.
Wilford Brimley from The Natural. By the way, Wilford Brimley, Tom Cruise is the same age that Wilford Brimley was in Cocoon.
Really?
Look at, you see how sexy Tom Cruise still is with that
Oh,
teeth
yeah.
of his? Anyway, go ahead.
I don't know what you're talking about. You just lost.
Lou Brown, great pick.
Lou Brown's my manager.
All right, I think that's unanimous, right?
Jimmy Dugan's
Yeah.
a bench coach. You know who else is one of my bench coaches?
Who?
This is a very, very random pick. G Baby from Hardball, because G Baby was Keanu Reeves' assistant coach.
Do we take into
Okay.
account that G Baby
Is
died? G Baby died.
This is before he died.
Before the death.
He's
Okay,
my
this is
bench
before
coach
they
before
died.
he died.
What a sad. I was actually talking
I
about
cried
that
during that movie.
So I was talking about that movie today at practice. Actually, we were talking about baseball movies
Yeah.
and one of the players said, "What was that movie with the kids?" And I said, "Oh, Hardball." And they're talking about the kid that got shot. And I was like, "That's
G-Baby.
Hardball." I said, "What a terrible fucking movie
Yeah.
that was."
It's only terrible because G Baby died.
If G Baby lived, that would be in the same plane as probably Citizen Kane
I thought you were gonna say Sandlot.
and The Godfather.
Oh,
Hardball starring Keanu Reeves.
Yeah, it's a great flick, but it's really sad when G Baby
It's very
gets shot.
sad. Spoiler alert: G Baby
In
died.
case you've never seen it.
then you got to have Benny the Jets Rodriguez too.
Yeah, Benny Jetson is
But we're not.
my center
that
fielder.
we're still on the coaches.
This is where I was getting my surprise pick for center field.
Oh, actually, my left fielder is Benny the Jet. My center fielder is Willie Mays.
Do you want to know who my center fielder is?
Who?
Airbud.
Oh my God, that is
Bud.
a surprise.
Yeah,
That is-
I never would have thought that.
He's a fucking multi-sport athlete.
Yeah.
He's going to track down everything in the outfield, and no
well,
one's
he
going
is
to
a
hurt
dog.
a dog.
I like
Yeah.
dogs better than most people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So like, I thought Airbud was the ace in the
I
hole.
like it.
Yeah.
He can be my DH.
DH? No, you got to put him in the outfield.
Who's your number one pitcher?
Steve Nebraska.
From the scout?
Yeah.
That's
Steve
that's
Nebraska.
a good pick.
He
Brendan
drops
Fraser.
fucking-
That's a good pick.
He drops bombs. He's the best fictional baseball player ever.
Yeah,
Steve
I like Billy
Nebraska.
Chappell, though, just because he's a savvy veteran that still throws perfect games.
Yeah. Well, I like Steve Nebraska because he threw a perfect game on like 84 pitches.
What about Henry Rowan-Gardner? I mean, the guy throws 95.
Well, Steve Nebraska threw like 108.
I know.
Yeah. He was a switch hitter. He's the real Ohtani.
Your closer has to be Ricky Vaughn, right?
Yeah, it has
Wild
to be.
thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you think that Air Bud is a true story?
Yes, it's based off of a
Is
real
it based
dog.
off of a real dog?
Yeah, I think so.
Now, all right, Ricky Vaughn definitely fucks. I know that for sure.
Charlie Sheen, so yeah.
So Ricky Vaughn probably has the most.
So does that mean
Groupies.
Jake Taylor is our catcher? Has to be,
Well,
right?
no, not
Who's your
necessarily.
catcher?
Crash Davis is pretty
Crash
high up on the
Davis,
list
damn
too.
it. Yeah, you know what?
Crash
Those
Davis.
are our two catchers.
Yeah.
Okay.
We got Jake Taylor and Crash Davis as our catcher. You have to have two catchers. You can't have a major
Yeah.
league season with just one
Crash
catcher.
Davis did he not have the most home runs in the minor
minor league
leagues?
history, yeah.
Yeah. So he needs and I gotta tell you what, that guy is very knowledgeable behind the plate. He knows how to handle pitching staff. Jake Taylor's a bit of a drunk himself too. And his knees were very bad. So
Yeah.
you got to watch out for Jake Taylor's knees.
That's why you need Crash. That's why he's the backup and Crash Davis is the starter.
all right. That makes sense.
I think that makes sense.
That makes sense. That's the annoying thing about
Well-
movies. You see a lot of stereotypical movies where the catcher's fat. The catcher can't be a fat fella.
Yeah.
Like John Candy was the catcher in Brewster's Millions. Remember that
Yeah.
movie? And then you had another fat fella. John C. Reilly was in that shit show of a movie that starring Kevin Costner called Love of the Game.
Yeah,
Should have been
that's
called
Billy Chappell.
Should have been called Love
Yeah.
of Napping because that's what that movie does for me.
No, that movie's great.
You like that movie?
I love that movie.
All right.
I was a big fan of that movie actually
All right.
because clear the mechanism and the pitcher loses everything's going around him just
Yeah.
focuses on the. That's what our kids need to do. They need
Yeah.
to clear the mechanism.
All right.
When next time I have a mound visit, I'm gonna say, hey, clear the mound. Or clear the mound.
And the,
PFPs. Clear the mechanism.
are they going to say, hey, are you quoting for
Yeah.
Love of the Game?
No, because they've never seen that shit before.
I know.
No.
Yeah. I was asked them today. I was like,
It's actually a romantic
Re-
movie. You should watch it with your girlfriend tonight.
yeah, it's kind of a boring movie though. In my opinion.
See, I loved it.
But all right, so we have our catcher set. Who's our? Well, you like Steve Nebraska?
Yeah,
Who did you say?
You have to have
said
Steve
Billy
Nebraska.
Chappell.
You have to have
Steve.
on your
I'm going with Steve
staff.
Nebraska.
Who was the fellow from Major League, the old wily veteran who would put
That drank
Vaseline?
Joe Boo's rum?
Yeah, well, he needs to be.
I can't
on, Eddie
remember his name.
Harris.
Eddie Harris,
Eddie Harris
yeah.
needs to be on the staff. He could start every fifth day. He's gonna keep you in the game. Thank
Look
you
at
so
that.
much.
See, our fans are bringing us
Oh,
beverages.
yeah, fans.
You gotta stay hydrated, kids. Thank
Yeah.
He's a little. He does illegal stuff, but he's gonna keep you in that game. All right, and he's gonna.
Yeah, I'll take a beer.
Steal
You're
Joe Boo's
pulling
rum.
my leg.
Speaking of Major League,
you. Yeah. See that? Hey, hair of the dog, Giff. You got hung over at Jacob's wedding last night.
Yeah.
Drink up, Buttercup.
Yeah. Blue Moon? Yeah. I might as well get a little vitamin C,
Yeah. So
Thanks, son.
now let's just skip their lineup. Let's get to the best baseball movie ever, and I think to me it's a no-brainer. The best baseball movie ever made is Major League, in my opinion.
Mine is 61.
61's excellent.
61. Yes.
61's an excellent movie
That's a
made
good
by
movie.
Billy Crystal,
Billy Crystal,
big
yeah.
Yankee fan.
Yeah.
And
Also,
it's made by HBO, so it was very
But
good.
What I liked about it too was the baseball acting when they were playing didn't look cheesy, and
You're-
it was
you're-
very
you're 100%
it was
accurate.
very historically accurate too. Like
Yeah.
even down to the deodorant they had in the players' locker rooms. Like it
Right.
was very, and the drama was done really well. Like I actually showed Grace, and she legitimately loved the movie.
Okay.
I
If you're
like-
talking about a serious baseball movie, I'll take 61
Yeah.
over
I do
anything
like
else.
that.
Yeah.
I like that.
Gift brings up a good point because every movie I watch, I'm like, what deodorant are they using
Yeah.
in this movie? Because I need to
know.
know the
I-
deodorant. 61's, yes, good movie,
So
but I wouldn't put it in my top 3 for best baseball movies of
you
all
wouldn't
time.
put 61 in your top
No,
three.
I wouldn't.
My top one
You
is
would not
Major
be.
League still.
You would not be doing good around my house then.
Are you a
have
Yankees
a
fan?
house full of Yankees fan. Look
You're
at your
a
shirt.
You
Yeah.
are biased. You're a Yankees fan. Of course, you're going to say 61.
Yeah, it's an amazing.
All right.
And Roger Maris doesn't ever get the credit he deserves, just like Bernie Williams. Another good one was Rookie of the Year. That was
That's
a
a great
that was a
movie.
really good
Yeah.
movie too.
That's Henry Rowan Gardner.
One movie that was really
Little Big League was an excellent
yeah,
baseball
thank you.
movie.
Gary Busey,
Thank you,
in
Grace.
Rookie of the Year was great.
Did you guys see that one TV show? I think Fox did it for a season about the first female pitcher in the big
Monet
leagues.
Davis.
Yeah.
It was based off Monet Davis, who dominated in the Little League World Series.
That's right. I didn't see it.
I never watched the show, though.
The show went one season and got canceled, but the
Shocker.
baseball acting was like, it looked fucking awful.
Awful?
Yeah.
Well, that's why I got canceled.
Yeah.
It's kind of like some of the All-American football plays.
Well, speaking of that, and I like Bull Durham, but it always bothered me how bad Tim Robbins was at pitching in that movie, and that's kind of why I wouldn't put it in my top. I love Bull Durham.
Bull Durham.
Crash Davis is the best part of the movie.
The best movie scene of any baseball movie is the mound visit scene.
Yeah,
when
it's
we're
great.
dealing with a lot of shit here.
We're dealing with a lot of
When
shit.
Crash Davis is talking about, that we need a chicken and we need a wedding gift. And what was the coach's name? And it was
the actor was Arliss, the guy from
Arliss.
Arliss.
Yeah.
That was
I can't remember his
that was
name.
a great HBO show.
Batman. He was in Batman
Yeah,
too.
whatever his name was, he was a bench coach and he was phenomenal. But when he goes over he answers like every problem. It's like, all right, let's get 2, and then walks away.
Yeah.
That's one of the most fantastic baseball scenes ever.
We say
in
that
any
all.
movie.
We always say that a lot. We're dealing with a lot of shit.
We're dealing with a lot of shit here. Yeah, when you told me about some of your early struggles, you're
Yeah.
like, I'm dealing with a lot of shit here.
I think just one of my favorite things throughout a baseball movie was Bob Uecker in Major League.
Yeah.
Because that actually was very similar to how Bob
Yeah.
Uecker really was.
That was more of a, what was the guy's name for the Cubs?
Harry Carey?
Yeah, Harry Carey.
Yeah.
That's how he was, just drunk at every game.
I love the line. There's so many good lines from Major League, but one of my favorites is underrated is when Wesley Snipes' character Willie Mays Hayes gets on first base in the first game of the season.
And he has all those batting gloves.
Well, yeah, but Bob Uecker goes, we're not sure where Hayes played last year, but I'm sure he did a hell of a job.
That's a very underrated line. Yeah.
I like the little shimmy that the catcher did. I can't think of his name. I haven't seen Major
The
League in a
shimmy.
while.
Wasn't the shimmy Major League
hitter.
2?
No.
Was that Major League 2?
Oh,
The one
yeah.
where they played the White Sox.
That was
That was
Major
Major
League
League
2.
That was Major League 2, okay.
Each Major League got worse and worse and worse. Major League
Did
2
you
was
guys watch?
okay.
Did you guys watch Back to the Minors?
Yeah, I saw
It was
that.
awful.
Yeah, it's not good.
God awful.
Kiernan loves that movie. He loves.
Really?
The thing about Downtown Anderson, he learned to hit the ball the other way. And when I was watching it with Kiernan, I was like, "Oh, is he gonna hit a home run the other way?" He's like, "No, he just hits a bunch of like doubles like right down the line."
It's really funny in Major League 2 how the catcher, I can't remember his name, the corn I can't remember. The Midwestern guy,
Yeah.
he couldn't throw. He had the yips. He couldn't throw back to the
Oh,
pitcher.
yeah, and the only
So,
way he could do it is if he recited
read
Playboy
Playboy.
he was reading
articles.
Playboy, and he started like saying like the
Yeah.
Playboy models like interests and stuff, and they would start throwing the ball back. That was funny.
Yeah, that was great.
And the Japanese fella,
Tanaka, you have no huevos.
No marble.
You have no huevos.
No marbles. is what he
Marbles.
said. Yeah.
Oh yeah. You have
Pedro
no marbles.
Sirocco's character was just great
Serrano,
too.
yeah.
Pedro Serrano.
There's no way in the world that Tanaka's character wasn't based off of Ichiro. Like they made Tanaka like right around when
What
Ichiro
year did that
was
movie
up
come
in the
out?
big leagues. Yeah, Ichiro.
Well,
What year did the movie come out?
No, Major League 2?
Yeah.
Yeah, what year-
Major
When
League
did
2
it come
came out
out?
in like 1992.
Ichiro didn't come over.
No.
Yeah,
I'm looking it
look
up.
it up
Yeah.
right now. I
Ichiro
know
didn't
I'm
make
right.
his debut till 01.
Major League 2 came out in
Ichiro
1990.
came out in 2001.
Ichiro's rookie year was
It was either
2001.
92 or 93.
I'm looking it up.
Maybe 94. At the latest, 94. I know my movie trivia. I really do. And knowledge.
Yeah, one thing that I've been doing too is like I've been really like looking.
Major League 2 came out in 94.
Yeah,
Yeah, oh,
94.
yeah.
Exactly what I
Ichiro didn't
said.
come out till 2001.
Yeah,
Yeah,
didn't come
you're
out
way
till
off,
2001.
bro.
Sorry, everyone.
Some questionable things
baseball
about-
Speaking about
knowledge are-
2001, the 2001 baseball season was fucking awesome.
Yeah.
The whole year, Ichiro
the
coming over.
Diamondbacks.
Mariners won 116 games. Bonds hit 73. The whole thing after 9/11 with the Braves and Mets.
Yeah.
And then the 2001 World Series.
It was great.
Yeah, that was one of the best ever.
Was that the
Great.
Subway Series?
That was the
That was those
Diamondbacks.
Yankees and Diamondbacks.
Yankees.
Oh.
That was one of the best World Series.
It was a great
ever.
World Series.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
The
I
Arizona
remember-
won off of
Yeah, off of
Luis
the lefty.
Gonzalez.
Luis, yeah.
He definitely fucking juiced.
Oh,
Luis
without a
Gonzalez.
doubt.
I think every player in the Major League Baseball juiced in the early
Yeah,
2000s.
everyone
Yeah.
was using. Here's the annoying thing about the Hall of Fame is they're putting in guys. They're leaving out the Barry Bonds and Roger
But
Clemens.
just average players that had good careers are
But
getting
they're
in.
putting
now.
in like
Scott Rowland, like we talked
David
about on the podcast.
Ortiz. They're putting in Pudge, who clearly did steroids. They're
Yeah.
putting in Bagwell, who look, I love that guy's stance, but that dude was definitely putting stuff in his butt. And then
I got to show you one picture of him. His quads and forearms
I
are
know
fucking
all
ridiculous.
those guys doing steroids. So why are we picking and choosing? Why don't we just put
'Cause
everybody in?
Everyone
look
should
it
get
up.
in.
That's what I'm saying. Put everyone in. You can put a.
Did you see the meme with the Otani bullshit going on with the gambling? Did
yeah.
you see the meme where
The
like,
Pete
people
Rose
was like,
was one
all I had to
interpreter
do was have
shy.
an interpreter?
Well,
Look,
he
look
said
at
that.
Jeff Bagwell in this picture. That is
Yeah.
fucking ridiculous.
Yeah.
Oh, that's not a meme. Like Pete Rose actually said that. I missed
he
that.
did say that.
Did he actually say that?
He said, Rose said, if only I had an interpreter.
That's funny.
That
as
is
shit.
funny.
That interpreter is definitely the fall guy, huh?
For those
I know,
of you,
and then they're like, "Oh, we don't need to open an investigation on Otani." I'm like, "Fucking bullshit!"
It's such bullshit.
My god,
Otani was definitely a part of all of that bullshit.
Yeah, like,
and
come on,
his best
$4.5
friend since he was 16 years old is the fall guy, and I bet you he's on payroll now.
Yeah, they paid him some hush money to fuck off.
Absolutely, take the blame. Yeah, I stole the money from my best friend.
if you are addicted to gambling, this is the part of the show where we
Yeah.
say call 1-800. Is it gambling? We're sponsored by.
And then
Dugout Chatter's podcast is sponsored by 1-800-GAMBLE.
Well, we're also
And then this
sponsored
is
by
also the part
Gamblers
after that
Anonymous.
where I tell
Yeah.
you we're sponsored by DraftKings.
DraftKings. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
That's a big thing nowadays. The gambling.
Yeah.
You know, I was never much of a gambler
I
myself.
mean,
so.
I don't care if you gamble as long as you're not like throwing games or shit. Like whatever.
I could care less. That's
Yeah.
not for me.
As
when
long as
Hard
you're
Rock-
not-
When Hard Rock Bet came out on the app, and I started it, I lost $100 like in a day, and I'm like, this ain't for me. I ain't
Yeah.
doing it.
Speaking of good underrated movies, 8 Men Out.
Oh, that is a great movie.
great movie.
Grace, I was telling you about 8 Men Out the
Was
other
that the
day.
Black
We should
Sox?
watch
That
that.
was the Black Sox.
Yeah, Black
Yeah,
Sox.
that's a good movie.
That's a good
Yeah.
movie.
What do you guys think about Shoeless Joe? He should be in. They should just let him in the fucking Hall of Fame.
I
Dude,
wish he wore shoes.
No,
I
he
know.
threw a World Series.
he hit like 400.
Shoeless Joe was kind of dumb. He
was
like-
non-educated man.
He was uneducated.
It was
I
very
don't
well
think he
known.
realized
What
he
he
had to
was
play
doing.
poorly, but he definitely took money to throw a World Series. But now that we're talking about Shoeless Joe, we didn't talk about this in baseball. Field of Dreams is my favorite.
Oh, that's a
baseball
good
movie of all
movie. That is a
time.
really
Because
good
of the
one.
sentimental value with everything.
It's very
Yeah.
sentimental.
And James Earl Jones.
James Earl
Oh,
Jones,
man.
the cornfields, and the
Oh,
music.
you know, Moonlight Graham was a real player. Like
Yeah,
that
yeah.
was
a real
that-
player.
Yeah, that
I cry every time I watch it.
It's a movie that's cry-worthy.
was, yeah.
I had lost my father at a young age, and every time he plays catch with his dad, I lose it.
Yeah.
Very emotional.
I don't even remember ever playing catch with my father.
Boy, this podcast took a turn. Let's,
I know.
You know,
Wide range of
I
emotions.
still think Major League's my favorite one. though.
Major League,
Major League's a good one.
and Field of Dreams
Major League's my
are 1
favorite.
and 2, A and B for me.
What about 61?
61 is not my top 5.
What?
Top 5?
Not top 5.
It's in my top.
What?
I would say it's my number 3.
Major League, Field of Dreams.
The Natural never did anything for me.
Autumn nodded her head at Sandlot.
Rookie of the Year is
Sandlot's
one of the,
my number 2.
Rookie of the Year is one of the worst ones.
Yeah.
Rookie of the Year. I like Rookie of
I
the Year
like
though.
Rookie of the Year,
It's
though.
a funny.
I like Little
It's a
Big
fun
League.
kid. Little Big League's a fun kids
like
movie.
the whole story.
Oh, you know, we
When
actually
the
just
kid
watched the
takes
other
over.
night. We didn't talk about Benchwarmers.
Benchwarmers,
I
yeah.
haven't really. I know what it's
That one
about.
is
I know
so
it's stupid,
funny.
but I've never seen it.
Can I tell you the first time I watched Benchwarmers how I watched it? You might think
You were high?
no,
Or you were
I was on a
PC?
bus and the kid in front of me was watching it on his phone, and I just watched it on his phone on captions as he watched it. I didn't hear the movie, but I watched the whole thing on captions.
Where was this? Like, what kind of bus was this?
it?
for?
Was
like
when I was
strip?
at UNF
And like
Okay.
on a trip.
on like a charter bus,
Yeah.
and he was watching it like this, and I watched it behind him.
You know, when I played in college, we didn't
Like
have
that.
cell phones like that yet. We
Yeah.
just had flip phones. We didn't have the video.
It might not have been a phone. It might have been like a computer or something. But he was watching it,
Okay.
and because I don't remember having a smartphone either, so it's probably a computer. But that's how I watched. I didn't hear it,
But I remember when I was
watched
at
the whole
Stetson,
thing.
the very first time we had some potential weather coming in, my phone at the house, phone house rings, and I pick up, and it's the head coach, Pete Dunn. He's like, we got rain coming to the field now. We got to put the tarp on. So then my roommates were like, you fucking answered the phone? Like, never answer the phone early in the morning. I'm like, what the fuck? No one told me this. Like, I didn't know. That apparently, that was the thing. Like, if you didn't answer the phone, you didn't have to go put the tarp on. 'cause they couldn't
those
get a
were
hold of you.
we would get texts from
We didn't have cell phones
Yeah,
when I was in college.
we did.
We had just started getting them.
Yeah.
My second year at Stetson. So in 2001, people started getting like, but it was still old school flip phones, like the Motorola Razr.
Hang on. I just thought of a made up baseball player we forgot. Pablo Sanchez.
Who's Pablo
Backyard
Sanchez?
Baseball?
Oh, that's
Yeah.
backyard
Yeah.
baseball. I thought we were talking about movies. GIF.
Well,
Yeah, that's like a video game.
but still.
Are we crossing
Still.
over?
Okay,
If that's
we
the case,
can.
then let's talk about Ken Griffey Jr.'s winning run. This game was the only real player in the game was Ken Griffey Jr. and everybody else was made up. They had guys like Bolt Lightning,
What
Lightning
system
Pete.
was this on?
It was on Super Nintendo.
Yeah, N64.
No, Super Nintendo. And I think the reason why he was the only one was because they were on strike around that time in '94.
Oh, 94, yeah.
94.
Yeah.
But the
Bless you,
best
Grace.
players where lightning
Everyone,
bolt,
Grace just
or no,
sneezed.
bolt lightning, and bless you, Grace.
Her book reading got interrupted by a sneeze. Bless you.
It looks like a very erotic book, Grace. I don't know what it's not. It's a sad book. It's a girl book. Contemporary.
Yeah.
It's for those of you listening right now. It's a contemporary book about probably 1800s women or something. Yeah. So, yeah. I don't know.
Back on track, Coach. Back
I'm
on
sorry.
track.
I get that book looks very interesting.
You're a reader, dog.
I used to be a English teacher, actually.
Yeah, fun fact. Coach Dahl, who's now a PE teacher and does a whole lot of nothing, used to actually teach kids how to read.
Yeah.
Anyway, let's not speak ill of schools, but Garcia, the seniors at Garcia are doing very poorly.
Yeah.
Terrible graduation
Terrible
rate
senior
this
class.
year.
By the way, are you glad you don't have to do a senior night? Because that's
I'm not glad that I don't have to, but it's just one more thing that I
one
don't have to worry
less
about.
thing.
Or one
That's
less
the thing about people don't realize all the behind the scenes stuff that head coaches have to do. But it was good that we did get $90 for it.
Yeah, we got it was 89, Coach.
89,
so
yeah.
as I'm filling in that washout hole in center field the other day, I'm thinking to myself, yeah, the basketball coach got $900 more than me today. Actually, but
Ouch.
senior night. We just said I just touched you again.
Touch me again.
I know. This
Gosh.
is,
I
I
miss
kind of
you.
like it. I really do. Things are moving.
But yeah, we just set up our banquets. The same. We were going to the
Yeah.
same venue 2 days later or 3 days later.
yeah, when is yours?
The 16th.
We're gonna crash that bitch.
You're gonna crash
no,
it.
let's do
Alright.
it.
Should I come visit yours and crash yours to see how it goes?
You are not welcome at that banquet. If
Hey,
he's
thank
there,
you. Speaking of welcome,
Huh?
thank you very much for inviting me to the signing that you guys had over at St. Lucia's.
we
I
had a
appreciate
nice
that.
signing. Yeah.
Yeah, it was very nice.
I did say though.
It was really funny when Miss Robinson, the principal, was like, "Hey, welcome back, traitor." So, what are you doing here, traitor? Welcome back.
Nick
It was funny.
Nick said some words and he said Coach Dahl invited me
Yeah.
and thank you for inviting me.
was really funny,
And he
yeah.
got done and I was like, I didn't invite him. I don't know why he's here.
he just crashed the play.
I mean,
That was funny.
we were thinking you might come by the the alumni night we had.
You had something going
Yeah.
on that night.
I don't remember
I think
exactly
it was
what
Autumn's
happened.
fault. I really do.
I really do think it was Autumn's fault.
Autumn's fault.
What's
When
crazy
in doubt,
is-
blame Autumn.
By the way, can we just? I want to
See, now
interject.
you're touching me.
Autumn,
boy.
Autumn Franco is a lovely, lovely woman. That's Nick's wife.
Yeah.
She's been very supportive all these years, and she definitely could have done way better than this. She's nodding her head yes. She knows she could have.
She's definitely not in her head, yes.
Yeah.
And Coach Dahl's not wrong. Kyle, you're not wrong.
But he outkicked his coverage. Good for him.
Yeah.
Yeah, I did too. I did too.
But the
That-
crazy
you
thing
do
with
that,
the
it's true.
alumni night was that was the first time I played a game with one of my brothers.
Ah,
Oh, I saw that.
Ryan and I got back-to-back hits.
Yeah.
that's right. That was a fun night. We had a good turn. Decent turnout. Darren Downs pitched.
Yeah.
Oh, I caught him. That
Yeah,
was
how
ridiculous.
was that?
You caught a big leaguer.
Yeah, I know.
That's cool.
I was like, dude, this is the fucking nastiest shit I've ever seen. If this isn't it, what is? Like that's all I'm thinking.
You should sign him up on your men's league team. He'd probably play.
Oh my god, that would be ridiculous. I don't know
You still playing?
if here and there because
Yeah.
we're
It's
trying
tough, man.
we're trying to buy a house and stuff. Like
Okay.
being an adult gets in the way.
Yeah. Being an adult sucks, man.
yeah, I
hey,
know.
kids out there, stay a kid as long as possible.
I only played 4 games last season. I
Yeah,
tried to
it's
when
tough.
I can. You know, it is.
I played a men's league game a couple times, and they always want me to catch, and I catch, and I'm like, I don't want to do that anymore, and I stopped playing.
Can you imagine catching the game now at your age?
I could, I don't, because I did it.
You'd be sore.
When
really
we
sore.
we played an alumni game.
I was sore after the
and
alumni game,
Leonard
man.
like 3 years ago, and I caught for
Really?
both teams because no one else wanted to catch, so I caught for both teams, and I took a foul tip off the helmet, and I think I was concussed. I really do.
It makes a lot of sense.
yeah, that's why I am the way I am now.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's
I
why.
often thought that you were concussed.
This is I tell you what, the people are filling in here, and they're
I know,
taking
like-
pictures. And
They think
posting
that we're
it.
something.
Yeah.
well, we are.
That's
Well,
true.
Yeah, we are. Got to keep the paparazzi away.
I don't know. I'm used to it though. At this point, I don't know if Nick told you, but I am the 6th funniest person in the state of Florida. Like it does come with a territory because people always want a picture and they want my autograph, but
Are you going to tell jokes at your banquet?
I don't know. I might have
Oh.
Panucci do jokes that night.
Yeah.
When's one of your next shows?
I have a show this Sunday in Hollywood it's a big one. It's at an American Legion.
Oh yeah.
Last week I was at a strip club. I'm a
Doing
big.
comedy?
Does Ine know that you were at a strip club?
I told her I was at a strip club.
But there was no boobies.
It's technically not a strip club.
It's a restaurant.
It's a restaurant
Attached to it,
attached.
yeah.
On the strip club is literally next
like how
door.
Double D's used to be.
Yeah,
or
but
whatever.
it's Monroe's and Red Light. I did not see any boobies that night. I did not see any. I told her no
Not
boobies.
even when you got home?
Well, no, she was working that night.
okay.
Ine was working. My grandma went. My grandma went. 97-year-old grandma went to the
So your grandma
show.
didn't see any boobies either.
And she was a hit night because all the comics were like, Kyle, you brought your 97-year-old grandma to the strip club? I'm
That's
like,
pretty
yes, I
awesome.
did. She wanted to see the show. And I said, actually, my grandma, when I went up, I said, my grandma's here, 97-year-old grandma. She was actually one of the first strippers here at Monroe's when it opened.
That's a good joke.
I said, back then,
that was a good joke.
back then, they only showed their ankles. That was how people got off back then.
Yeah.
So that's how I started the show. So she was
that's good.
The Amish
she was
kind
the
of living.
hit.
That's a
Yeah,
good one.
she was a hit
Yeah.
night. Big night. But 97, how about that? My grandma came to the show at a strip club.
My grandmother just turned 92.
How about
Wow.
that? I'll be
She's still
damned.
chucking.
All right.
She came to our game the other day against my brother.
That's cool.
I was gonna ask you, how are they? I need a scouting report on. We're playing them.
They're
soon.
a pretty
Yeah.
solid team. They're pretty strong up the middle. Their shortstop's got talent. Their center fielder is a very fast player.
You know who's not strong up the middle? Nick Franco.
No, I'm not
And
strong anywhere.
Right here is what.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Catcher's decent.
Yeah. Okay.
The pitch, hey, he threw a freshman against us, and the freshman, I couldn't believe he was a freshman.
Your brother does a good job. He runs a good program over there. He runs a good program.
Yeah. I tell you one thing that he does definitely do is he controls his team, and he definitely makes sure that they stay classy. He has no time for any of that bullshit
That's what,
chirping.
yeah. No, your brother does a really
Like-
Nick's brother Joe does a really good job with his program.
Yeah.
Always done a good job. I respect him and how he runs.
I'm
that team.
gonna throw my brother under the bus. Make sure your catchers check the runner at third, because we fell asleep and he stole home on us on the throw back to the pitcher. So
That's pretty cool,
It was like so blatantly obvious. Our catcher, he just got lazy. Throw back.
Can I tell you
Throw
right now?
back.
Can I tell you right now?
My brother saw it.
I got a quick
My
question.
brother saw it.
Was your catcher
On
throwing
the
it back
third
from the
time,
knees? Was your catcher
He was throwing back from his knees. with
Okay,
the runner
because
third,
whenever
yeah.
I caught, I feel like you always got to stand up, go in front of home plate, and throw it back to the pitcher with the runner
Well,
on
the
base.
funny thing is,
with
after
the runner on
game,
base.
we said rule of thumb: when there's a runner on third, stand up.
Yeah.
That stalls the base runner from getting an extension, and then you look, and then you throw back. And you can lob the ball back, but at least you're standing up.
Can I
Yeah.
interject real quick?
Absolutely, you were a catcher.
We were going to do that against you too because your
Same
catcher. There was two guys at third, and I said if he keeps doing that, just fucking go because
Yeah.
we were going to do that against you too. And the catcher has to you don't have to stand up. But if as a runner third, you have to catch it. Look at the runner.
I know.
And
I
then
feel
throw
like
it
after
back.
you throw it, you're still watching the
But
runner.
But we were going to do that against you too
My
because
other
your catcher was not.
My other catcher, we have two catchers. Obviously, everyone has to have two catchers. But the other catcher's in the game. He stays on his knees, but he does look, and he blatantly looks.
Yeah,
and
that's good.
So we've caught
have
the
to
other.
look.
We've caught the other catcher doing this multiple times, and it burned us the other night. It was 1-1 game. And they did it. They scored the second run that way. I'm like, holy shit! I'm like, we've talked about
Yeah.
this. We gotta
I'm
stop
not
that shit.
bullshitting you. We were gonna do it.
Yeah, I believe you,
Like
'cause it's
Samir,
happening.
I think it was Keaton and maybe Samir. I said if he keeps doing that, don't be afraid to just
He's
fucking
done it
go.
multiple times, and it burned us that night. But we learned a lesson from it. Hopefully,
Yeah.
and hopefully it doesn't happen
It
again.
was Wells, right? I don't want
Yeah.
to name names, but is it Wells?
Maybe.
So yeah, it was. We were gonna do that against you. That's interesting. That
You
that
could
happened.
have, and it worked
I know,
for him.
and we were. I said, don't be afraid. I said, if he keeps doing that, do it. Just go. And then you put in a different catcher, and yeah. But you have to look. I always say, if there's a runner on third, you don't. When I was catching and you and Dusty, if there was
you
a
played
runner,
for a guy that said you have to.
if there
stand
was a
up.
runner on, you had to stand up and throw the ball back. But if there, you don't like if they're on there, you don't have to stand
You just
up. You
gotta
just
look.
have to look him
You
back.
can't.
Look,
You just can't
throw
leave
it
him
back.
vacated
Yeah.
and let him extend.
If you just catch, drop to your knees and just throw it up like that, they're just gonna go.
well, that's what happened,
Yeah.
and it was a big moment in the game. And then thankfully we ended up. It didn't cost us the game. We ended up coming through and
We have
still
a
winning.
play that we're gonna do at some point this year. I don't want to spoil it, but it may be against you.
What is it?
I don't want to spoil it. I don't want to spoil it. I tell you what, this place is getting filled up right now. The people are coming in strong. strong, and they're looking
They
at
just
what's
opened,
going on.
dog.
Huh?
Yeah.
They just opened.
Thank you, Giff, for allowing us to be on this podcast again.
Oh no, dude! Anytime you guys want to come on, you're welcome.
I'll come every week, and I'll come on the podcast too if you really want me to. I swear to God, I will.
Okay, you got to mix that one into your set. You got to mix that.
That
one
was a
in.
good one.
Yeah, that was a good one.
all right.
Grace liked that one. She
She's
went-
laughing. She's
Yeah.
laughing while she's reading. She's
Yeah.
laughing.
Yeah. While she's paying attention. So I had an idea for a podcast I want to do. I was thinking about doing one like hitting BP with someone and get some wireless mics and
Okay.
do something
Like
like
actually
that.
at the field.
Yeah.
That'd be dope.
Yeah, I was trying to think of some
That'd
different
be
ideas
great,
like that.
yeah.
To do. I thought that would be fun.
Can we just
Things
plug?
like that.
I want to plug someone else. This guy doesn't need a plug, but the greatest guy on Instagram or Snapchat or what is the other one? TikTok.
Nikki Cass.
Nikki Cass is so unbelievable. with
Anyone
his
that
videos.
follows baseball or likes baseball should follow Nikki Cass.
Nikki Cass. You follow
He's
Nikki
phenomenal.
Cass?
I don't
Look him up.
know.
You would laugh your balls
Was
off.
he the one who does the comedy stuff, like pitching stuff in 2024?
No, that's a different guy. He's
that,
not
that
as
guy,
good.
That guy is funny.
Those
though.
are funny,
Nikki Cass is the
but
best.
Nikki Cass is the best in going.
He does.
Yeah.
He does like skits. And
Yeah.
he posts them on his Instagram.
He does high school coaches
okay.
like yelling at his team.
Oh,
and-
the 100-pound
The double
coach or
cut
something.
Yeah,
one the
yeah.
other day was
Yeah.
phenomenal.
yeah. Yes, I saw
like-
that. Yeah.
Because if you fucked up, he fucks up, and we're all
Yeah.
fucked.
Yeah. It's so good.
I think-
hey
I know-
Mike, can you please, for the love of God,
Yeah.
hit the ball down the line?
Yeah.
I think I know who you're talking about.
He's
It's
very
phenomenal.
Funny. Yeah. He's great.
But
And
that,
he also does like parent skits at the game,
Yeah.
and they're like, "Oh shit!" And it's just funny. And he has the pizza guy skit.
The pizza guy's great.
God, he's phenomenal.
the
He's
Italian,
a young guy too.
The Italian
He's a baseball player.
restaurant
Yeah.
owner who
Yep.
checks in on the patrons is great too.
that
He's
just
like,
made
"Oh,
me,
you're a vegan? Oh, you're a vegan?" And they're like, "What are you doing here?"
Yeah, I love that guy.
That
That's
made me
great.
think of,
How about tonight you're Italian?
Yeah.
That's what he said. Oh, you're a vegan? How about tonight you're Italian?
So, but what we're trying to say is, Giff, you got your. This podcast kind of rivals him in followers, so we need to get him on the podcast.
Yeah. I mean,
Let's
once-
reach
He's
out.
a Jersey boy.
Let's
Yeah.
reach out to
No, I
Nikki
would-
Cass.
And then the more this podcast, like if it takes off more, like yeah, I'd spend more time doing skits and other things. It's just
But
like
he would be a good guy to reach out to.
yeah.
Yeah.
He really would be
Yeah.
for you. And
Yeah.
maybe you can intertwine like Dugout Chatter with him.
Yeah.
That'd be kind of cool.
Yeah.
That would be cool. Because
Yeah.
I would
Hell
like
yeah.
to do some
He's
skit
a
stuff here
baseball.
and
He's
there.
a true and true baseball
He,
guy.
Yeah.
he played baseball in college, and that's why you can tell he played. And you know, a guy like that understands the stereotypical high school baseball
Yeah.
coach who says, like, we can all relate to that because we all played. And,
Yeah.
I also
and
like
do
when
it
he
now.
had the former player that comes back to
Yeah,
talk
the
to
alumni,
the team.
yeah.
The alumni that talks
Yeah,
to the
yelling,
team.
what's so funny? Why are you laughing? We all deal with
That's
that.
funny as shit.
Yeah,
Because it's so true.
yeah.
It happens all the time.
Yeah. And like, if you want to play at the next level,
Oh my
always tell them
God,
next
how many
level.
times have you heard
Yeah.
that?
But
Yeah.
he flips out on the team and Coach, you got anything?
Yeah, coach. Anything? I say that. Biz, you got anything? of course, Biz has.
You know,
something
like
to
the
say.
first guy was up for baseball comedy was Domingo Ayala.
I love those. Now
He
I-
was
funny.
Yeah, he was. Fun.
Yeah.
I'm over
I
him
grew
now.
over it. Yeah,
Yeah.
but he was.
I still check in
It
on
was
the stuff
funny
he
when
does
I
every
first
now and
started.
then.
It was very funny.
Yeah.
And then
He
it
used
just
to do
it got stale.
like how-to videos, like tutorial videos.
Yeah, like how to hit a home
Yeah.
run. Yeah.
Those are funny.
And you have to bop the chain so
Bop
it
the
flaps
chain.
when you run around the
Yeah.
bases.
Those are good.
His stuff is great. He'd be a good player to put on the fictional team.
But Domingo Ayala,
Yeah.
yeah. Which major league player in movies has the biggest? I was gonna say,
We can say cock.
yeah. Was it
Why are you
Pedro
thinking about
Serrano?
that?
Probably Pedro Serrano.
It's got to be Pedro.
Yeah. Are we all in agreement on that one?
Sure.
Yeah.
Grace?
Grace is still reading the book. Probably
Grace is reading.
Probably Pedro Serrano, I would say.
It's got to.
More than
Yeah.
likely.
You
Or,
know that he was the president of the United
yeah, on
States
24.
on 24.
Yeah, 24. He's also the guy who says, "What can Brown do for you?"
He's also the All-Star guy.
Allstate, not Brown. Yeah, Allstate. You're right. It was the
what
Allstate
can
guy.
Allstate do
Allstate.
for you?
Oh,
That's
yeah.
Allstate. That's Pedro Serrano. He can fastball. I hit very much. Straight ball hit very much.
Curveball, not so good.
That's our.
One of the
phrase.
funniest, one of the best moments in any movie is when the pitcher drinks Joe Boo's rum. It's like
Eddie Harris,
Eddie Harris drinks
Up your
Joe Boo's
butt,
rum.
Joe Boo.
Up your butt, Joe Boo.
and then he gets
Then he
hits
gets
by
knocked
the
in the head,
bat.
MVP.
Yeah, you don't fuck with Joe Boo's rum.
can't
Is
fuck with
what
Joe Boo.
is what the lesson there is. This has been. I tell you what. I've been on a lot of podcasts, and this one.
I thought this was only your second one.
This is the second one I've been on. You're right. But this one, I tell you what, with all the fans and
You're on location.
And I can see we're looking at the live stream now. We're up to 500 people watching live. This has been great. Giff, I gotta tell you, you're the best.
Well, thank you.
Yeah,
Thank you.
yeah.
I try.
Yeah, and there will be no extra money involved in the JV stipend, but this is all worth it.
Yeah. Oh, you guys got anything else you want to do before we wrap up?
Do you have anything you want to plug, Nick Franco?
I want to plug your comedy career.
There you go.
I have a show this Sunday in Hollywood, a big-time show at the American Legion. By the way, speaking of American Legion used to be a thing, baseball.
Baseball, it did.
Yeah.
It did. I think it ended around the time I was. I mean, it's still around, but it was when I was in high school. It was still a thing. Post 47. That
Lake
was
Worth.
the day. Lake
Yeah.
Worth
Bobby
and
your
John
coach?
I, Bobby Alonzo. Hell yeah. We got into many fights.
Yeah, Bobby was a hot-tempered individual.
But it used to be a thing. But I'm at American Legion. I got a few other things coming up. I'm hosting actually a big show at a hotel in April. Off the cuff. They get big name comics. I'm hosting it in April.
Cool. Let me know, man. I always like to support your comedy career.
Thank you. You're the only one.
Yeah, I know. I'm the only one in the coaching circle that supports you.
I did
a
have.
lot.
Well, that's true. I did have some coaches show up.
That was a cool night when
Fun night.
5 of us were there.
I
for you.
performed at a gym.
A gym and a strip club.
Look, I'm not saying I'm a big deal, but I make like $20 performing at gyms and strip clubs. I've also performed at
Well, at
many
least at the strip club, you
kava
get to see
bars.
boobies.
Yeah, but that again,
The whole
I
I
did
didn't
not
see boobies
any.
thing. That's not true.
Yeah.
Ask my grandma. There were no boobies. There were no boobies at the strip club.
Why else would you perform at a strip club, Coach?
Yeah,
To see boobies.
Yeah,
Yeah.
well, it's a fun room. It's called the Red Light. It's a side room. The drinks and the food there is very good, actually.
Hey, you know what I'm looking forward to? April 24th, being at your senior night.
I do have something for you that night. I really do.
All right, cool. I'm
Just be
looking
ready.
forward to it.
Just be ready is all I'm saying,
All
Nick
right.
Franco.
I'll be ready. But
All right.
hey, man, I wish you the best of luck the rest of the way, except for on April 24th.
Thank
Yeah.
you. You too. I hope you keep up. He's out to it. He's out, again for a team with no seniors. He's having a good year.
Yeah.
They're competing. They're competitive.
Yeah.
They've beaten some good teams,
Yeah.
and they hang with every team they're playing, except for Park Vista and Dwyer. But the thing
Yeah,
is,
they kicked our ass, those two teams. You kicked our ass one game.
Yeah, but they're
How ironic that our first win ever was against
It
you
was
guys.
fun that I was like, that's funny that your first one was
Yeah.
St. Lucius.
But overall, we're doing all right. And overall, you guys are doing all right. So I am your biggest fan, and I wish you the best of luck.
He's not saying like supporter. He's saying he's a hefty fella. He's very big,
I'm the biggest fan, yes.
and he's probably has type 2 diabetes. So the thing
No, man.
no,
I've lost weight this season.
you look good.
Thanks, man.
You have. What have you been doing to lose weight?
Not eating.
All right.
There you go.
Are you still on Ideal Nutrition?
I eat that for lunch.
All right.
I don't have dinner, though.
Well, that's not a good thing. You should be eating dinner.
No, I fast. It's called fasting. Intermittent fasting. It
Nick
works, fellas.
Franco, can I just say, has never done anything fast on the baseball field. So that makes no sense. He wears joggers to school, which is ironic because he hasn't jogged in 20 years.
That is true. I don't wear slack. Oh,
Yeah, that
a
was
boat almost fell off the
yeah,
trailer.
boat.
There we go.
But they were watching us. They were watching the podcast.
I
Yeah,
think
that's
that's why
why
they
they
got
got
distracted
distracted.
and almost lost the trailer.
Yeah.
Or lost the boat. Oh, no, man.
Yeah, I'm
all
looking forward to
good.
that. I'm glad you're having a good season too. I'm looking forward to playing you April 24th.
April 24th.
Big
Be
night.
there or be square at St. Lucius.
Hell yeah. Hell
All
yeah.
right, guys. Well, thanks for coming back on.
Thanks for
Thanks
having us.
again.
Hope you
It's
guys
been a
have
pleasure. Yep.
Yeah, drink up some more. And
That's
Now we're
right.
going to
Yeah.
hang out at Ravish with our ladies, and we're going to have dinner and drinks.
And
Yeah.
to all the people on the live stream that Dahl was telling us about, have a good night. There we go.
You can
If you're watching right now on the live stream, come over to
yeah,
Ravish.
you can send
Off
donations
Ocean.
to my Venmo or Cash App. I'm gonna post it here in a second.
Hey, take care, fellas.
All right, peace.